What is up guys, Patterson here, and today's FIFA 17 video. Today we're going to be playing for Nacho Fernandez. He is from Real Madrid, he is Spanish. He does tick a lot of people's boxes. So on his card he is a medium, as you can see by the team. We'll have to lack in a certain position as right wing and centre mid. I don't really mind was the players I've used before in the past, and I really like the players. So Fekir is kind of a cheap beast and a little bit underrated, but he's very good at finesse shots and cutting inside. First opponent's team was decent, but not compared to ours. It was nothing really like it. Some people would prefer bringing players off the bench, which I went for a full gold bench at 75 rated, all of them, which I think is the right thing to do for these type of games. I wouldn't keep your best player on the bench. I would start with a team around him if that's what you wanted to do, but I went for a more well-rounded team than one person just in particular. I've seen a lot of players just putting 94 Ronaldo on as a substitute and having a kind of average team, which I've seen a lot on Twitter, people using high overall players and just having 3 of them, and then a full normal gold side that's like 76, 77 rated. In my opinion, that's the worst thing you can probably do for this game mode in daily knockout. You need your team to be very well rounded, because sometimes you can have a tough game, but a lot of the time the gameplay is kind of simple. You just really need to get the ball up your strikers and let them do the work, to be honest, as that's where the kind of creativity comes through your attacking play, especially in this formation I'm using. That was a nice finish by Fekir. That's what I mean, underrated right wing, can always bring surprises out of you, which I like that as well. I think he's one of my favourite kind of low overall players in the game, Fekir. Especially getting that perfect link with Lacazette, he does help you out a lot. So that's the first game there. You can see Lacazette got a 10 match rating and man the match. We're coming against second game and the second half. So this guy had 83 chemistry. It's a bad idea to do that in the game, obviously he's just packed that Casemiro. But we do start off proceedings here with Fekir again doing some nice dribbling work. And a lot of these games, they kind of will score early on and then try and hold the ball and keep the ball till either the later half of the game and attack again. But as you can see here, normally in the first half I just attack. And then by the 70th, 80th minute my opponent attacks, so as well I haven't got much chemistry on Coquelin, Fekir and some of our players as a lower overall. But it's kind of annoying, and that's why I attack hard early on, to try and get as many goals, so you can either rage quit or it gives you a kind of advantage in the second half when players are getting tired. So a lot of the time this kind of team this season, if you haven't realised, a lot of the daily knockout tournaments have been players that if they won team of the season they would be around 60 to probably 80k, but Nacho Fernandez is a player that would probably be over 150k, the same as Carvajal, because they get the perfect link. So I would recommend you actually getting these daily knockout players, because they definitely are worth it. So my team currently, after, well obviously you know I've got daily knockout Fernandez now, so what I've done is I've put him at the right centre back position. But I did have that SBC Juan Fran, which Juan Fran has got one of the kind of great stats at the right back, other than buying 150k at Carvajal from Real Madrid, which I didn't want to do and spend all them coins, so I did buy, who was it? I can't remember. I did buy Nzonzi, who in my opinion is a very good midfielder, but he's not a Casemiro or a Kante. He's just kind of someone who can win the headers back and maybe track back when you want to move time from time. But he doesn't get forward, and I think that's kind of annoying. I was going to do a review on him, but I don't know if I am or not. This guy rage quit and we're going to the semi-finals. I changed the team around a little bit, but put Kazawa at centre back and bring Ben Yedder in the midfield because he didn't cost with any rating. Next opponent here, you can see what I mean with the lower overall defenders and stuff like that, which it makes it a lot easier for you to get in behind, as you can see that. Big mistake by his Marquinhos there and win behind with Lacazette. Nice finish. So these daily knockout tournaments are really, I would like to be thinking that I've won every single time on them. I do believe I have, but I don't really want to say it in case it jinxes. But I like these daily knockout tournaments when you're actually playing for something. I don't like them when it's like 1k or something like that. Because EA could easily add a daily knockout tournament for a player every single day for the full week. So you could have a couple of bronzes, a couple of silvers, and maybe two golds. And then have it going all week, and it would keep the player base kind of occupied with playing FIFA at least 4 games a day, which would kind of bring revenue with FIFA back up. As you can see, I rage quit there. So, as you can see, the last game here I went on with everyone with a stack card. It's just because I had a lot in my club and I just wanted to get them out there really. Because a lot of the time the stack cards, you can't use them in FUT Champions, so I thought I would use them in the last game of Daily Knockout. I didn't really need them, but with this team you're going against here, it wasn't going to hurt us to use them, and know what I mean, that in the game it's not going to hurt anybody. So apart from your opponent who probably didn't like it, but I don't really care. Start off proceedings in the 4th minute with a goal. But in my opinion, the daily knockout are players trying to qualify for FUT Champions. I don't think this week playing this daily knockout we came against anyone who probably wasn't a FUT Champions player, as you hardly ever see any red cards in daily knockout. I think once when I played with Sigurdsson that I got one, but I think that's about it. I think most of the time you match up against players who haven't been in FUT Champions before, and you can tell the difference between a FUT Champions player and someone who just plays Division 4 or something like that, because they let you kind of run in between the 2 centre mids and attack the back line because they think they can actually stop someone who's played FUT Champions, because they know every direct position to go and what time to do it. So you are not telling me that wasn't quality by that, is it? That was quality. So you can tell the difference between a FUT Champs player to someone who hasn't played it before. Pretty much what I'm saying. But if you're a Division 4 player who can't qualify for FUT Champions, I feel bad for you really, because I don't think the daily knockouts are that hard. As you can see, we've got him there and his card looks insane for a free player. So he's going to be one kind of on the height of people's wish list, and he's a very good card. So we're going to show you the team I'm currently running in a second. Here we go, and it's got Usman and Zonzi, and there you can see the right back and the connection. So I did make a second team as well, which I'll show you in another video. I've been Patterson, thank you for watching, see you next time, goodbye.